Welcome to the Knowledge Center. My name is Megan Frame and I am PRIM&R's Membership Coordinator. Today I am going to show you around one of my favorite member benefits, the Knowledge Center. To access the Knowledge Center, you will need to be logged in as a member. If you're a member and you're having trouble accessing the Knowledge Center, contact us at membership@PRIM&R.org. To begin, I would like to introduce you to the Knowledge Center landing page. As you can see, the Knowledge Center is composed of 7 main sections: Research Ethics Publications, Workplace Tools, PRIM&R Pedia, PRIM&R Program Archives, PRIM&R Policy Positions, Selected Regulations and Guidance, and Historical Cases and Documents. Next to each section, you will see a description of the content that is featured in that section. You can access the section you are interested in by clicking Learn More. The first section that we will explore in this tutorial is PRIM&R Pedia. PRIM&R Pedia is a collection of encyclopedia articles, glossary entries, and acronyms that relate to research ethics. You can navigate through this section by clicking on the first letter of the term you are searching for. Once you find the term you are looking for, you can access the full entry by selecting Read More at the bottom. In this example, by clicking on the entry, we see that an acronym definition and glossary description are available. Depending on the entry, a glossary, encyclopedia, and/or acronym definition may be available. As the Knowledge Center continues to grow, we will expand the entries in this section. References are included at the bottom of each entry with links to the sources we use to draft the content. Before we move on, let's pause here for a minute so I can tell you about 3 special features of the Knowledge Center, which you may have already noticed: the search, related content, and ratings. First, let's discuss ratings. The stars that appear at the bottom of the entry can be used to rate the information you found. We hope that users will provide their feedback on a given resource or piece of content by providing a rating. To rate an item, you can click on the number of stars you would assign between 1 and 5, with 5 being the highest rating. Your rating will be saved and averaged with any previous ratings. The number of people who have rated a given content item is indicated by the number in parentheses next to the stars. We hope that you will use this functionality to highlight particularly useful content for your colleagues. Another unique feature of the Knowledge Center is the option to find related content. All of the content items in the Knowledge Center are tagged with keywords. By clicking on the keyword under the Find Related Content navigation, you will be brought to a list of all other content items that have been tagged with that keyword. This will allow you to easily access resources related to your area of interest in the Knowledge Center. Now that I have shown you how related content works, let me take a moment to show you the search functionality of the Knowledge Center. In order to make finding the resources you need even easier, we have included a specialized search in the Knowledge Center. This differs from the search available at the top of our website because it only searches the resources within the Knowledge Center. In addition, using Filter by Type, you can select a specific section of the 4 sections that feature sortable content to search. For example, if I was looking for information on minimal risk research, I could do the search just within PRIM&R Pedia, which turns up one result and links me to the main PRIM&R Pedia entry for the topic. Or I could perform a search on the whole Knowledge Center, which turns up multiple results, including the main PRIM&R Pedia entry on the topic. Now that we have explored the search, let's head back to the landing page and take a look at the next section. This section is PRIM&R Program Archives. It offers access to materials from PRIM&R's programming and educational offerings. There are 4 main types of content included in this section. The first section, Poster Abstracts, showcases all of the abstracts from the past 5 years which were selected for recognition in the form of a moderated, workshop, or panel presentation at our annual conferences. Some abstracts also include a PDF of the poster itself or additional resources related to the author's work. Check out the descriptions as you develop your own innovative ideas and initiatives. Talks and presentations. One of the main things that PRIM&R is known for are the dynamic talks that make up our conferences and educational events. In this section, you will find links to talks and presentations from our conferences and beyond. Check out our Frequently Asked Questions page for more information on which talks are included in this section. Webinars. In the Webinars section of the PRIM&R Program Archives, you can access written recaps and recordings of PRIM&R webinars. All webinars that are more than 1 year old are available and are free to members. For more information on which webinars that includes, check out our FAQ page. Workload and salary surveys. The fourth piece of content you will find in this section is access to our workload and salary survey results. Each year, PRIM&R polls the research ethics and oversight community to learn about trends in the field, and these reports reflect the results. When you first enter the PRIM&R Program Archives section of the Knowledge Center, all 4 types of content will appear in the list. The content can then be sorted using the titles that appear in the blue bar at the top of the list. There are 5 different criteria which you can sort by: title, type, category, date, and/or rating. By clicking on the title of the criteria you would like to sort by, the list is sorted. If you are interested in browsing for a particular type of content in the PRIM&R Program Archives section, for instance, you want to watch the most recent webinar available, you can easily find that content by using the navigation on the right. By clicking on Webinars, the list that appears is limited to only those items which have webinars listed as their type. You can then use the sorting functionality that was demonstrated earlier to find the most recent webinar added to the Knowledge Center. If you prefer to simply browse all of the entries, the page numbers at the bottom can be utilized to navigate to the next page of entries. The search functionality I showed you in the PRIM&R Pedia section can also be used here. Let's check out Workplace Tools next. The Workplace Tools section provides members with extensive resources to aid them professionally. It contains everything from decision trees and flowcharts regarding expedited review by the IRB to checklists for animal research committees to utilize during laboratory inspections. In addition, a wealth of links to relevant organizations and websites are also available in this section. The Workplace Tools section is formatted very similarly to the PRIM&R Program Archives section. However, here, users only have 4 options to sort by: title, type, source, and rating. Let's take a moment and explore. Interested in finding tools related to informed consent? One option would be to use the search functionality to look for related tools. As you can see, a slew of results appear. Or, if you know you're looking for a checklist relating to informed consent, you can select Checklist from the right-hand navigation and review the list of checklists available. When you click on the title of the item you are interested in, the page will link directly to the website and/or document. Please note these materials were collected from open access websites and are hosted on the websites of the source institutions. We hope that you will rate the resources you find most useful and/or submit your own, so that we can begin to create a dynamic, user-populated clearinghouse of forms and resources related to the work of research ethics professionals. The relevant organization links in this section are a tad different. Brief summaries of the link and/or resource are provided for these entries with a link to the external site. Okay, so we're not quite done yet. The next 2 sections I am going to show you, Historical Cases and Documents, and Selected Regulations and Guidance, look a little different. Let's see how. The Historical Cases and Documents section is intended to provide users with an overview of the major historical cases, documents, and regulations in the field of research ethics. Users can select the topic that interests them most: animal care and use, or human subjects protections. As you can see, these pages are more textual based and provide you with a brief summary of documents and links to those documents. A great resource for someone new to the field. The Selected Regulations and Guidance page is very similar. Users can choose to check out either a page devoted to animal care and use or human subjects protections. The pages for each one contain a plethora of information on some of the current regulations and guidance documents in the research ethics field. The PRIM&R Policy Positions page lists recent comments drafted and filed by PRIM&R's Public Policy Committee. The page contains descriptions of all recent comments and links to the original request, as well as PRIM&R's full response. This page is more textual in its layout, but is a good resource if you are looking and interested in PRIM&R's position on a particular issue. The seventh section I will show you is Research Ethics Publications. The Research Ethics Publications section has the same format and functionality of the Workplace Tools and PRIM&R Program Archives sections. There are 4 types of content in this section. Bibliography. These are links to PDF documents which list the books that PRIM&R has in their own library. It can be a useful resource for looking for new writings in the field. Organizational publications. This section consists of documents and/or reports that were written and released directly by an organization. Popular media. This section serves as your source of recent popular media articles on research ethics. Material from blogs, newspapers, television, and radio are included in this section. Popular media articles are retained for 6 months, unless they relate to an ongoing issue in the news or media, in which case they are retained longer. Scholarly journals. In this section you will find scholarly journal articles related to research ethics. Journal articles are retained for 1 year unless they are an especially relevant, useful, or otherwise seminal article from the field. In this section you have the option to use the sorting as we demonstrated earlier. There are 5 criteria you could use to sort the articles: title, type, source, date, and rating. Using these filters, the right-hand navigation, and/or the search functionality, you can find the articles that are most relevant to you and your work. So those are the 7 sections that make up the bulk of the Knowledge Center. Before I leave you, however, I want to highlight just a few more items for you. Let's head back to the landing page. As you can see, at the top of the page there is a rotator. The messages in the rotator will change regularly to keep you updated on what's happening in the Knowledge Center. This is also where we will highlight new special features. What are special features, you ask? Our regular special features are a place where we highlight resources in the Knowledge Center that pertain to a particular topic. We might highlight resources related to global research or a new tool that has been developed. For example, we are currently highlighting a toolkit that PRIM&R worked to create in collaboration with the Multi-Regional Clinical Trials Project. A rich collection of background information and links await you in the Special Features section. Be sure to check back often for a new special feature. You can also access past special features by heading to the Special Feature Archive. One additional notable feature of the Knowledge Center landing page is the recently added content section. You can discover recently added articles and news by looking at the recently added RSS feed on the right-hand side of the page. Users also have the option of subscribing to the RSS feed by clicking the link Subscribe at the bottom of the list. Finally, I want each of you to know that we created this site with your needs in mind. We plan to continue to enhance it over the coming days, months, and years, but in order to ensure our efforts are reflective of your needs, we encourage you to share feedback with us. Please don't hesitate to email us your thoughts at membership@PRIM&R.org. We truly are looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you all for taking the time to learn about the Knowledge Center.